What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of nftwins. Today we're talking about bootstrapping. The bad, the ugly, and the pretty.
I don't know.
Good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of nftwins. Today we're talking about bootstrapping. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Man, the very, very ugly. All right.
Yeah, Lucas felt directly like I was talking to him when I said ugly.
I mean, yeah.
like, what? Why are you talking about me, man?
That's why I put a hat on, to not show my bad hair day, That's why I have the hat on.
Look, if you took off the hat, you could see a red stripe on his forehead.
That's why I'm not taking off the hat right now, because otherwise I have a red stripe forever in the video. Because I don't know why, but Mark and our head, when you press on it,
dents. Like, we got fucking,
and like Mark had like almost a dent for 12 hours or longer.
No, probably a day almost. Like,
it was crazy. It's just like a memory foam, of a pillow, and you just like press on it and it just like adjusts perfectly to your body when you lay on it. Similar to Mark's head. He had like, but I think, what do you have? What was it on from?
I don't know, but I think the bad thing is about the head. The memory is just outside the foam. The inside the memory is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you can't have it all, my man. You can't have it all. But
all right, Mike. So let's talk first about the benefits of actually bootstrapping. What's the benefit? And then, of course, about the downside. And then also we can talk about personal experience. Because in the end, like, we've done it for 2 or 3. Actually, no, in total, we have done it over 4 years of our life with bootstrapping.
2 different businesses.
2 different businesses. But the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's start with the good part, Mark.
Well, okay, what is the benefit of bootstrapping? Well, you own the whole business. So you don't have to talk to anyone. If you make a decision, you're the only shareholder or whoever the group is. If you have other founders, man, honestly, also you just can be faster. You don't have to have any accountability.
Would you say you're faster though? Because if you think about it,
you're just decision making. Sometimes, okay, it depends on also which round you're in, right? If you're seed round, pre-seed, they don't give a fuck. They have a certain minority.
Only if they have a contract that fucks you, and then they have maybe already board seats, and then they can have informed decision, which you should never like give away in the first round. It just doesn't make sense at all, especially in pre-seed or seed round.
100%. You don't want to have too much. I want to say this: things that you have to deal with on a regular basis besides the actual business. You should be focusing on the business and not all the paperwork around it and all that stuff.
So one of the benefits I definitely see is that you don't have to hold all these like meetings. Because, for example, when we raised our round for Gazoom, well, we always had to do every quarter. We did investor meetings, which actually, honestly, I like, because it just also makes me responsible. And I was like, okay, I want to achieve these in the next quarter, and these are the goals. It's more like a responsibility, or not responsibility, I guess. At the same time, like, the benefits of bootstrapping, yes, you own 100%, you don't give it away. Especially raising money is not for every company. So like for tech startups, which want to scale fast, that might be a good thing. But other companies, which are not aiming to become $1 billion company, it might not be worth it.
Look, I mean, it's the thing. With bootstrapping is one of these things. There's a lot of people that have done it and they swear on it. And I mean, since we've done both, we raised also funds and we did bootstrapping. Do you want to talk about the bad about the bootstrapping first?
Oh man, yes. Let's go into the bad, because the bad goes ugly very fast. So for example, Mark and I, for our first startup Gazoom, we bootstrapped more than 2. Well, when we started in 2018, I think
3 years almost.
Yeah. In 18 we started, and 21 we raised our round, like roughly $500,000, and here in Spain. And first of all, the experience of raising money is a different story. Like, we talked to over 100 investors, but bootstrapping, when you bootstrap for 3 years and you don't have any, or barely any savings, like Mark and I had to live, like, share room for like over a year and a half. Like, we Airbnb our apartments, and like going to a supermarket and then like card decline is not like, it's like basically part of your daily routine.
It's a thing. You count the pennies, you turn around twice. But the thing is, look, I think the bootstrapping is for the people who want to play it on hard mode. Well, also don't have access to capital.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not that we decided on bootstrapping.
So it's just easier if you can stay afloat with whatever you're doing. For example, if you have a job that you can do 30-hour a week, or I don't know, people say the 40-hour, wink, wink, work hour, but you just don't work the 40 hours and you can actually work on your side hustle. Perfect. Go ahead. Bootstrapping is amazing, especially also you to make sure that you have enough money to do marketing, get the product out there, etc. It will just take longer, but it will also not have the hassle because it's not like, hey, some people want to go the venture capital round, but here in Europe, especially sometimes depending on the idea, it's
Especially
really
Spain.
it's really Spain exactly. It's
The
really
S is
hard to
silent.
get
It's
it.
pain.
Yeah, the S is silent. Yeah, it's really hard to get venture capital, or it also distracts you from your main business. So it could be that you're focusing 4 months on just raising money and then you're fast instead of actually on the business.
That's also one of the actually 2 points that I think is like about. Okay, I like the part about if you had capabilities to still keep your job till your company that you're bootstrapping is like profitable and makes money. But like we came out of university, like nobody wanted to fucking hire us. So that's also one of the things we like.
No. Wait. We weren't looking for a job. Also,
Well,
it's not. They
mean,
would have wanted, bro. 100%. I could have worked at Mercedes. They wanted me.
all right, but it's definitely harder, and we didn't look that much to be honest. That's
Oh, it was just not ever an idea for
yeah,
us
we want to
because
go full time. We're just like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna. That's also one of the things you think things move way faster than they actually do.
especially at the beginning.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Well, look, for us also, think about it. We had a business background. We want to build a gaming startup, which is the most competitive niche that is out there, probably, because there's a lot of passionate people that are doing this for nothing.
Yeah.
They're highly skilled in development. We have absolutely no development background. If you directly focused on, I don't know, selling a physical product, it would have been different. I'm sure of it. Because it took us at least a year and a half or something, well, half a year to get a co-founder or a CTO. Well, we started then. And then build the product, get the product. Tech is really hard to build, etc.
Also, we didn't have like we didn't do well. We started listening to all the Y Combinator
Yeah, but-
podcasts, etc. But then we didn't listen to the first talk to the users and then build
No,
around
but
the
we
users.
did that. If you think about it back when we were in the co-working space, we did this. We texted people. We did the Gary Vee method. We did all these things. But back in the day, think about our product was just so bad enough still that we're like, but we were just like so focused. Oh, we want to be tech entrepreneurs. No, bro, there's so many other ones. We're business people. That's what we are back in the day. Now I can also code, but we're still so focused on that. We have to be doing this. So my advice would be also when you're bootstrapping, do something that you can build yourself and directly go to market and test it.
Yeah.
And then you get your feedback in, then you can raise money.
All right. So what are the downsides we definitely talked about? It like a lot of period, there can be a long period where you don't have any money. And when you go to a supermarket, you're like, God damn it. Oh, it's a client. Oh, well, I don't want to do this. The other downside is, well, you might have to share with your brother or twin a room for a year and a half. That might be another downside. Actually, it's a benefit. It keeps you warm at night.
Well, unless you have a broken wrist and your brother kicks you against it, and you're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
We did the good old cart method, one sleeping head there and the other one there. So it was like the best method to sleep.
Yeah, no, unless because your brother fucking twitches and does ninja rolls at night because he has a bladder of an 80-year-old and has to pee 3 times a night, then it's no bueno.
Gotta stay hydrated. Gotta stay hydrated, bro.
That's not about hydrated. You gotta train your bladder, man. This is no bueno. I'm telling you right now. Everyone that sleeps with your fucking, I feel bad for that person.
Now we talked about the downsides. I also want to bring up the upsides, right? So what is actually benefit? I think one of the things that are very positive is the frugality that it comes with it. So if you bootstrap a company, because first of all, you on your personal level, you will literally flip every penny twice. At the same time, it also means in the company, you will think about twice what are the investments you're going to do. Because when you raise money, like you raise $1 million, 2 million, whatever, you're just like, well, I just got that money basically for free, and then you spend it. It's different than hard earning it.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, we did it also. You think about it a little bit different, but also you have the fiduciary duties, and you're like, okay, look. But you might still be think different about hiring, I think, which is the big thing, because it's also different if you have a product that's already working and then you hire a team, you extend. But for example, we hired too fast because we're like, oh, we got to do, but we didn't have a product market fit yet, right? You should have just gotten like minimize and go for that direction. And this is why bootstrapping, in that sense, you hire probably smarter than the other one, because you're like, if there's a doubt, there's no doubt.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like hire slowly, fire fast. So you should take your damn time of finding the right one. And also, like exactly as Mark said, if there's doubt, there is no doubt. same with like co-founders. Like for us over the years, what we definitely learned is the co-founder should have the same work ethic as you have. So if you work every day, he should be working the same. Because otherwise, I mean, we also have friends who rather take it slow, but it's important that both co-founders take it slow. Because otherwise, you get like
you need alignment. Yeah,
exactly. If you're not aligned, it starts not hatred, but like you start to resent exactly.
Because you're like
resent
you're
your co-founder.
sacrificing something and they're not, and it just feels like, oh, why are we not going anywhere, etc.
Yeah.
But anyways, we come back talking about bootstrapping. Look, it's not as the fantasy that always like it's so romanticized. Like, oh my god, the bootstrapping, and then the ate ramen and everything is like, yeah, fucking ramen.
The good old ramen profitability.
Yeah, but not the nice ramen that you go into a restaurant, man. It's the ramen packages. They're 99 cents. They're probably they cost you a year of your life, probably. But
easily. But it also reminds me. So because yesterday we watched Alex Mosey's live stream, and in a live stream he also mentioned
it was a book launch for his 100 million money models.
Exactly, and in that he also talks about in general entrepreneurs, and then he mentions how many of them. What is the average these entrepreneurs in the U.S. made, right? Because he looked at the statistics.
Was it earnings or was it profit? Was it taking home money? I think taking home money. Was it
probably something taking home money? I'm sure it was taking home
profit,
money,
I guess,
and I think it was 54,000 is the average entrepreneur that's he's taking home.
No,
and
less.
45% of all entrepreneurs, it's like, the companies are not making money; they're losing money, and then 30 something percent like it was a ridiculous number. It's a very very small number. So like just think about it. And then also they're getting so much hate, like, right, from the users, from the customers, and all that pain. That's why that reminds me, like, people like must be crazy to be an entrepreneur, because it's literally just eating glass and enjoying it, because most of the people will not make a lot of money.
Yeah, you work longer hours than being an employee, and
don't have benefits.
You get no benefits. Well, in the US, it's not much of a difference, to be honest, if you're an employee, because you have 10 days of vacation.
Yeah, but you still have home like healthcare, like if they do healthcare provider,
not all of
or they have the what is it KO the matching if you want to invest.
Oh yeah, but not all 401k, not all of them have it. But no, it's right. It's a different beast. Also, bootstrapping. I think this is in bootstrapping is it's playing on hard mode, because you have to hassle. You have to hustle to get the money to actually fucking survive, which is a different thing. Like, for example, I think, well, Allah's business, so we did bootstrap it, and we're successful with it, somewhat successful. I mean, we sold the project, which is nice.
Let's say we sold the assets.
We sold the assets.
Exactly. The thing is, like, I told you, was almost, well, on and off, because like been a year and a half or something like this that we're building on it, but we did also other projects.
No, it's not true. Look, I started building it February, and we sold it in
February
May
2024.
Yeah, we sold it in May. But we didn't build on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like on and off, like a year and 4 months till like from start to exit, which was definitely not a big exit. It's just like a little, just like surviving.
Let's say we worked six months on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's still like, the thing is, like, you spend a lot of time on it and also money, but it's a lot of learnings for us. So I would definitely not regret it.
No, 100%. But it was super, super cool.
Also, it was an industry that's definitely not for raising money. I mean, you could. So it's always like,
no, I mean, it exists, but it's just not something for us. I mean, but it was super interesting to do. So we've done bootstrapping. We've done investors. So what do you think about our next business that we're going to start? What are we going to do?
I mean, honestly, I'm always telling Mark I want to go to Y Combinator. I've been applying to it probably like 10 times, 11 times, got twice to the interviews. My point is, the next one I want to do, build first a product and then raise money, but already once we have customers. So it's more about first finding because if it's also different when you start, like straight out of college, you don't have any money, so you don't have a runway. You can't say I can survive 6 months, 7 months, have the time to build on it. So you can think more long term. Like 6 months is long term in entrepreneurship, at least for us. Like that's like, because we normally used to just like, how do you pay next month rent? So that's, I think, really, really important. That gives us time to build a product in order to get a few customers. Once we have that, of course, you can go to a Y Combinator. Well, of course, if you make it, as well as raise money. The raising money is more about then once you have already customers and you want to scale, so you want to expand the team.
Well, it's not only that, right? It's about having access to like really good talent.
Also nowadays with AI, it's so much easier to build stuff. Like building products is has gotten like exponentially much easier than we did like when we started as our entrepreneurial career. And now it's getting more and more like distribution becomes more and more important. I think there's like a repetitive theme that we talk in this podcast. It's just like all about distribution. So if you know somebody or you know how to get into certain companies in B2B, you already have an edge over your competitors.
I agree, 100%. Right. So I think this was the pretty, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, I mean, do we have something else? Well, oh, we didn't even talk about this, but I think like emotional and social costs. I think that's
Oh,
some of the things that people like to bury. I mean, for example, all our friends know Mark and I are always like very positive and don't really mind too much. So, for example, back in the day when we still went out, right? We went out with our friends, but of course we always went to clubs like with like a list, so it's like free entrance. And we never bought water. Like we literally went to the bathrooms drinking out of the tub there because it's just like you save money that way. So you can still it's always about finding workarounds. So you just have to be creative to still like be able to go out and then enjoy your friends. Or for example, for dinner, like our friends were going out for dinner. What did we do? We ate before and then went there. Or we had a protein bar. The good old back in the day, my protein still had the whey and oats bars. Oh
still
man.
dreaming about this bad boy.
Oh, I mean,
88 grams of pure satisfaction.
and I'm
You got the chiseled jawline.
exactly. And I'm like looking at the chiseled jawline
I
because
could,
you're like chewing like a motherfucker on these oats, these rolled oats with protein, like 88-gram
you
bar.
got that Chad jawline.
Oh,
That Giga Chat.
the giga. Oh man. And then you just went out with them. You can still like go with them, chill, and after a while, your friends accepted it because it's the same with, like drinking, right? Because Mark and I don't really drink, or well, we don't drink. And at the beginning, I mean, we're like sometimes like take a sip so to try, but like we're not really not drinkers. And then like when you go out at the beginning, for example, to university, people say, "Oh, Lucas, Mark, why are you not drinking? Oh, come on, drink." And then after a while, they realize we can still party without it. And that's the same thing. Exactly. Dance moves. If those who don't see us, we're dancing right now, trying. The other point is when you the same as when they realize that your project, you mean like see, at the beginning, I couldn't even say it's our starter. I said it is like the project because you were like a little bit.
I
Like,
said it. I don't even go, fuck.
yeah, it's just like the tiny thing you need to protect. But in the end, when they see you spending so much time on it, and then they also respect it. The same like our friends now. Well, Mark and I normally are in bed like at 11:30 maximum. So yeah, we're not going
Yeah,
out for fun.
buddy. Oh, Lucas, I forgot to say, look, so bootstrapping teaches you also one thing. It teaches you discipline, right? That resilience is
Yeah.
really important, which you need anyways in being a startup. So might as well fucking start it with bootstrapping and creativity. Lucas mentioned this already multiple times. You need to find ways to actually make this happen without spending a lot of money. And don't get me wrong, there's a difference between bootstrapping and having absolutely zero money and bootstrapping and you had like 5K. So you probably need like 5K to start a business nowadays, or 2, 3, because then can comfortably also spend a little bit of money on ads. Because if absolutely zero, this is what we did at the beginning, or had nothing, that we had zero, it makes it so much more, so much harder because you have absolutely everything for free. The only thing you have is time, but that doesn't necessarily scale directly. So I think you need a little bit of money. But if you have
Also,
2, 3 grand, that would be nice.
the the period or in general how fast you can pump out an MVP is so much faster now with AI.
No,
Like
but that's
lovable,
building the
etc.
product, but still getting, because we're talking about distribution is king.
Yeah.
You still need a little bit of money for that. So I think, yeah, bootstrapping, but you need to have a little bit of money that you can spend on it. Maybe even monthly, you can say $200-300 you can spend on marketing and see how it works.
Also, I believe that because when people, it's not a question like, oh, I'm going to bootstrap or I'm going to raise money, because some people don't even have the opportunity to raise money because they're in countries where it's very hard to raise. In the US, for example, California is so much easier to raise than anywhere else in the world. So, for example, Spain is definitely not the best place to raise money. So you might only have the option of bootstrapping. And Spain is probably still better than any country in like Africa or something like this. So I think that's also very important that it sometimes you don't have the opportunity to choose or the option to choose. So I think that's also very important to consider. Like, and also like some startups, for example, if you want to build the next ChatGPT, like a base model, you need to go to, first of all, very like, why would you ever compete on the base level if you can make so much money on the top layers? That's like that's like you want to compete with AWS, Azure, etc.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Azure.
Even though you can just
Azure.
build on top and just build Netflix.
Yeah,
you use AWS, $1 billion company. Like, I don't know how many billions right now Netflix is worth, but a ton. So that's the thing. Like, right now, we only talk about most people talk in the AI space right now only about the base models, but you just need to.
We're getting distracted again.
We are getting distracted because it's a very interesting topic, and to be honest, it's me pumped up. I'm not sure whether they can see it, especially with my new head.
Oh yeah, we got company hats.
Yeah,
this is our company, Black Lab Studio.
Exactly.
I got one too, but this is a big boy
trucker
hat.
Mike's head looks like a trucker hat.
We're trying different models, and this one is definitely a no-go.
Yeah, this one is fine. So
this one's nice.
It's not.
I would go with the white though. I don't know. I think the white makes it pop a little better.
I like the gray. Looks good. All right, coming back. All right, 2 trade-offs that I still want to take out. If you have the options, one with bootstrapping is about freedom. So you can say, okay, I'd rather focus on I don't want to have anybody else in my business who might be able to later, like, tell me which direction I have to go. And the other one is speed. So, for example, raising money is really good to accelerate speed. So once you have a product market fit,
if you can get the money fast.
Exactly. This another point, because like sometimes
if you're only alone, you have to do this a full-time job raising money. In our experience, but maybe we were also shit back in the day, probably.
Oh yeah, I mean, it took us so long to raise money, and then we talked to over 100 investors, and like
not even talk, like literally calls with them.
Yeah, exactly. We're over 100 calls with them. There's like basically you have a shitty idea for like most of the people saying that. And like, I mean, we how do we reach out to them, right? We just like on LinkedIn. We looked at
the investors. Another one, Luchas.
All right. That's a different topic. It's a story for another time. But summing up, if you have the options, if you live in a country where you have access to capital as well as to bootstrap till you have a product, and then it's easier to raise, right? Because people don't want to, like, it's very hard to raise an idea. And now, especially nowadays, if you can build an MVP, even get some traction, like, people will, like, first of all, find you if you have like a really good product, and then raising money so much easier. It's like similar in dating, right? If you have already a hot girlfriend, I don't know, some people already start talking to you. It's like, why when I need
it? They can smell it.
Exactly. And then when you're like single, nobody's talking to you. Fine.
All right. So be that attractive person, be that business, focus on the core values and actually the core business. Just make that what the customers want. It's the classic YC thing. Build what customers want. That's the end of the line, no?
Build what people love. Yes,
exactly. All right. With that,
all right, everybody, catch you next one. Oh, let us know what you think about this episode in the comments, and of course, catch you next one. Peace.